let's talk about the Boston Celtics winning it all. You have to make this case for this Boston Celtics team. You have to make this case that they are up there now with what they did this year. They are up there in the rarefied air of many of the Boston Celtics championship teams. There's now 18 banners. There's now 18 Celtics banners. That is, the most in NBA history, in association history. But it's only, did you know, it's only the 7th. I looked this up.
Did you know?
It's my old Sports Center days. Did you know? Did you know that of the 18 banners the Celtics have now won and brought home to the Celtics fan base, only the 7th, there's only 7 of them, where they've won, where they won 60 times in the regular season, a 60-win regular season team, and then won the finals. Only 7 of the 18 banners are a 60-win regular season team and hung the banner. And in terms of that, the last team to win 60 wins during a regular season and only lose 3 times in the playoffs was the 1985-86 Celtics team that won 67 times in the regular season and went 15-3 in the playoffs. And the only reason why they didn't go 16-3 like this team just did is because they were only required to win 3 times in the first round of those playoffs, and they went 3-0 against the Bulls in 85-86. This Celtics team won 64 times in the regular season and then went 16-3 in the playoffs. I looked it up for the last 10 NBA champions to play a regular season with a full complement of games. We all know the COVID year, and then the year after the COVID year, they played a truncated regular season. Of the last 10 NBA champions prior to this season, the only teams that won, one team actually, won 60 wins in the regular season and then lost 3 or fewer games in the playoffs was the 2016-2017 Golden State Warriors. In Durant's first year there, won 67 times in the regular season and then went 16-1 in winning the finals.
Yeah, they were dominant.
That's how dominant this team is. Okay? I mean, put it in perspective, because I don't know why these Celtics are viewed as anything less than one of the all-time great dominant teams that we've seen from start to finish. And it's because, I guess, nobody views Tatum or Jaylen Brown as top 5 NBA talent for whatever reason, that they're not Curry or they're not LeBron or they're not Anthony Davis, that they're maybe a sum of their parts. Maybe, but you take a look at this team, they just dispatched the Dallas Mavericks with one calf tied behind their back. They didn't even have Porzingis at full strength. They didn't even have him for one of the games. And Porzingis is now holding a trophy.
I love that, dude.
He's the first Latvian to ever win the Larry O'Brien, by the way.
And he is maybe the most popular guy on the team with the crowd. Everybody loves him.
And why not? Because what he provides them is another guy who can shoot a 3, who can defend the perimeter, and can also block shots underneath the basket. It includes 7-footers and also a 6'4" guy in Derek White, who is turning himself into a Hall of Fame player. Honestly.
You're not wrong.
This dude does everything. He takes 3-point shots that break your back. Mm-hmm. He blocks 7-footers around the rim. Mm-hmm. He runs the floor. He defends the perimeter, and he chips teeth. He face plants, loses a tooth, gets up, dries off the blood, and gets out there and cuts out your heart and shows it to you pumping. And he's not even Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum, and he's not Jrue Holiday either, who's one of the best defenders the NBA has.
Who also is now in the Hall of Fame.
The number of times, 2-time NBA champ now, the number of times that Luka Doncic or Kyrie Irving could not get a proper shot off because of the switching, because of the full 94 feet defending because, you could blame some of it on Luka, the pounding of the rock for 10, 12, 15 seconds and then passing it off to somebody who's not free to take a shot because the Celtics are defending. They got smoked. Anybody out there who came into this series because of the way the Mavericks played in the Western Conference Final thinking that they had the leg up has complete egg all over their face this very morning. And there were a ton of well-respected people who thought the Mavericks were the better team entering the finals. That's absurd. That's absurd. The Celtics, and this is what championship teams do, and this is what championship playoff runs do to their opponent, exposed every weakness they had. Every weakness. Luka's defense, Luka's conditioning potentially, the lack of another playmaker other than Kyrie or Luka, the fact that they were young underneath the hoop. It was perfection. Perfection. Except they didn't win every game they played this year. I mean, I don't know what else you can say about this team.
And the 3 games that they did lose, they got blown out. They just had the one stinker where it was like, okay.
It happens. Again, you take a look at the last 10 NBA champions.
4-1, 4-1, 4-1 and a sweep.
The last 10 NBA champions to play a full regular season. Denver, 53 wins, 16-4 in the playoffs. Golden State, 53 wins, 16-6 in the playoffs before the COVID years. The Raptors, 58 wins, 16-8 in the playoffs. Golden State in 2018, 58 wins, 16-5 in the playoffs. Even the 2015 Golden State Warriors team that began their ascension, 67 regular season wins, 16-5 in the playoffs. That's no slouch. The Spurs, before that, 62 wins in the regular season, 16-7 in the playoffs. The Miami back-to-back championship teams of LeBron, the Heat, they went 16-7 in the playoffs. This is as dominant as it gets. And then I'll tell you this, anybody that's out there, if the Nuggets had made it, I don't know, folks. And anybody in the East, too. You got to sit there and you got to take this in. The Knicks, your Sixers, TJ, even if everybody was at full strength, not against a team that looked like that and coached like this. And you got to say this, too. Journeys. You talk about journeys. You talk about
climbing the mountaintop.
Journeys, right? You're talking about the journeys for everyone. Let's talk about these journeys because Brad Stevens coached this team for 8 years and then said, you know what? It's not working. And he goes to Wick Grusbeck, the owner of the team, who probably didn't like hearing Brad Stevens saying, yeah, I'm not the guy. And it's just like, are you kidding me? Because if I let you go, every other team would think you're the guy. Who's the guy then? Let's go Ime Udoka. Okay, let's hire him, go to the NBA Finals, lose, and then find out some crazy ass shit, was going down. My bad. I can't believe you had to bleep me. But some crazy ass was going down.
Rich, that's the only way to describe what went on with Ime because we still don't know what really happened.
You got to keep it real, Rich, because that's what it was.
You're keeping it real.
So that actually just slipped out because that's what it was.
That's what it is. It was.
Some crazy was going down.
Crazy bleep.
Please tell me you got that.
Yeah,
okay.
I did.
That's what a couple of days off will do. I was working Italian there. But so that's going down. Then you go to Joe Mazzulla. Who the heck is he?
Right.
And then what they wind up doing, and then Brad Stevens as an executive.
Oh, executive of the year this year.
I mean, that
been great.
That trade for Derek White, Romeo Langford for Derek White, and then to take Marcus Smart, one of the most popular Celtics, ship him out. Jrue Holiday comes in, Porzingis comes in. You sign everybody, and then Jaylen Brown. Talk about a journey as well. This soundbite got me. Soundbite got me. Jaylen Brown with the trophy next to him, and the trophy is the NBA MVP. I have no problem with him winning this. He did everything. And I know Tatum, by the way, in the closeout game, 31, 8, and 11. 11 assists. Brown had 21, 8, and 6. Together, they're spectacular. But Jaylen Brown, he just does it all. And the fact is, you just got to throw in here, he got signed to the super maxiest contract in the history of the NBA. And in Boston, that's where you get chewed up and spat out because it's like, okay, you're making all this money and you're not doing X, Y, and Z. Yeah. And he does X, Y, and Z and A, B, and C. And everyone else is better around him.
You better win. And that's exactly what he did.
This is what he did. Jaylen Brown afterwards had this to say.
The story and the journey is awesome. You know, just being drafted here in Boston. Like a lot of the people probably didn't watch me play out in the Pac-12 at Cal. So, you know, it led to a lot of people, you know, feeling a way about that. And, you know, I just came in and kept my head down and told myself I'm going to just keep working. And, you know, to be here in this moment now, through all the years, you know, through all the doubt, through all of the ups and downs, through all of the adversity, through all of the everything, you know, it just makes the story that much sweeter. But I can't even put it into words. Like, it just feels great.
Good for him, man. Good for him.
That side, too. This guy has been through so much just with the media scrutiny. He was involved in every trade. The Celtics can't get over the hump. We got to trade for Durant. Well, we got to trade Brown and somebody else. Every time it was a break up the J talk, it was Brown was the guy that was going to be shipped out of town to acquire a new superstar.
And Brad Stevens didn't do that.
Didn't do it. Stuck to the plan. He had belief and confidence in these two guys that their games would work together and they would eventually win a championship. We added Porzingis and Drew Holiday. God, I can't say enough about Drew Holiday. And they're finally champions, and it's so well deserved. I'm so happy and proud of those guys.
And again, some of the best moves are the ones you don't make, and he didn't get rid of Jaylen Brown. Traded Kemba Walker for Al Horford. Al Horford's journey as well.
Al Horford, by the way, who was with the Celtics beginning, went to Philly in free agency, didn't play, looked like his career was over, went to Oklahoma City and just sat on the bench. And Brad was like, we can still use you. You're still valuable. Come back. And he looks like an all-star. Now he's a champ.
And he was on pace to break Karl Malone's record for most playoff games played without a championship. Now that one's out the door. And I mean, it's all working for the Celtics. They have the newfangled superstars in Tatum and Brown and Jrue Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis and then Horford, and then they even have the what the Celtics have had forever, which is two white guys who wouldn't start for your team that come off the bench and shoot the threes. They've got, you know,
Hauser.
They've got them all. And Pritchard, who traveled. Listen, I can't do that. I can't just go all. I can't. Okay, but listen.
Stop it.
It's all working for the Celtics, and you have to wonder who the heck's out there that's going to add anybody to beat them next year if they come back and play like this, because they are young, they are good, and what they are is if Horford at age 38 is going around rookie centers who have been playing lights out in the playoffs, he's dribbling right around them. So you got to wonder.
And you mentioned, Rich, they're all signed. This whole team is coming back next year.
Everybody, soup to nuts. Congratulations, Celtics pride. You should be prideful. This is a team that you can root for. Absolutely. That they're a bunch of guys that you can root for, should root for, and it's all good in that hood. And congratulations about all that.
Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
Still time to come aboard, TJ.
I cannot believe I dropped a bomb like that. It just slipped out.
Truly the only way
You're
to
like Peyton
describe
Pritchard
it,
from 60 feet.
Yeah.
I know. I took an extra step or two.
Took a couple steps.
I should have gathered and called it
Rich,
not traveling.
1, 2, gather.
Listen,
Come on, guys.
Okay. Bang, bang, bang.
Bang!
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.